Hi, friends. I'm Phil Routley, and this is Timothy, my son. Today we're looking at 1 Timothy 4, verse 9 on 5 Minutes with Phil. There are a lot of sayings out there. A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. A stitch in time saves nine. Practice makes perfect. Well, most may be true. They're not necessarily true all the time. I remember meeting a golf pro once who said practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. He's got a point. If you practice doing it incorrectly, you can get really good at doing it incorrectly. So here Paul says, this is a trustworthy saying that deserves full acceptance. In other words, everyone ought to believe this one. Everyone should accept it. And it, of course, is that godliness has value for all things, for both the present life and the life to come. The popular viewpoint seems to be you only live once, YOLO. Eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow we die. Of course, if there is no God, or if he is some distant, uninterested being who's completely uninvolved in the lives of humans on this blue marble floating in the vastness of space, who cares? You live, you die, that's it. Grab all the gusto you can. What a waste of time all this love your neighbor stuff is. You're the only one on your side, baby, so live. Except that there is more to life than that. We certainly are creatures with a self-absorbed, self-promoting, selfish attitude. But we also care deeply. And we care whether or not others care deeply. We care enough to go to great lengths at not only self-preservation, but also the preservation of others. I'm reminded of the scenes a few years ago where desperate mothers were handing their infants over the fence so American soldiers could get them safely out of Kabul and get to the U.S. where they might have a chance at life. I think of the families who will go to any lengths to get themselves out of Mexico and into the U.S., even if it means becoming indebted to coyotes and cartels who would sell their own mothers for a few bucks. We live in an extremely evil world, but one in which there are also incredible demonstrations of love. We also live in an extremely loving world. We recently lost our dog, Lucy. She'd been our faithful companion and Elsie's mighty protector for nearly 12 years. We loved her, and she loved us. And right now we have an emptiness in our lives because she is gone. As we've shared this story with others, so many have expressed sympathy because they've been there too. Just about everybody who loves a pet knows. It's quite amazing how the Lord allows us to love and be loved in such a variety of ways. There's more life than just our physical, temporary bodies. If we only live for today, we will one day be greatly disappointed. Blaise Pascal was a 17th century philosopher, theologian, and mathematician, and physicist. He's best known for his understanding of probability theory, which is still applied today by insurance actuaries and others. He's also known for his wager. Pascal's wager is well known for demonstrating this reality. Here's what it says. In your life, you bet on whether or not God exists, and when you die, you find out. Let's say you bet on there being no God, and when you die, you find out there is no God. You win the bet, but it's completely meaningless. What if you bet on God's existence, but when you die, you find out that he does not? You will have failed, but you won't lose everything because there was nothing to lose. But what if you bet on there being no God, and when you die, you discover that you were wrong, and in fact, he does exist? The level of loss reminds me of Buzz Lightyear. That's a loss to infinity and beyond. On the other hand, if you bet on God existing, and when you die, that's confirmed, that's actually a to infinity and beyond win. So let me put it another way. You can live your life based on the existence of God or not. If God exists and you follow him, you will experience an epic win, an infinite reward. If God exists and you ignored him, you will experience an epic fail and infinite loss. If God does not exist and you followed him, you will have experienced a quality life and will have lost nothing. If God does not exist and you lived only for yourself, it will be a meaningless win. You gain nothing. So, logical one, where would you bet the farm? You cannot avoid the wager. You'll either live as one who believes God exists or one who does not. There are only two sides of this coin. What do you have to lose?